Hello, everybody. I am the uh, inspector, and welcome back. It's been a little bit since I last posted a video, but um, I decided, I woke up today and I thought, well, might as well get back to doing a little bit of inspecting. Although I am thinking that I might retire the inspector on this channel for, or at least uh, I might retire my inspector food inspections on this channel, and move on to other things. But, I do have a project in mind for this channel that's going to be a bit different from the stuff that I have been doing, or that I had been doing until my probably longest hiatus. Uh, so I am sorry for not posting for a while, but uh, life has been lifing, and you know, yeah, it's a lot has happened. Um, but I am back, and yeah. I mean, but I guess since expect this or maybe the next inspection to be um, maybe the last food inspections for a while, just because I want to have a wide amount of different content on this channel, and also I don't have the largest budget, so I can't keep going out and buying things to inspect. But nonetheless, hope you all are having a good day. Uh, um, One moment. Sorry about this. I'm just have to. I guess I could have paused the video, but it's just something I have to respond to. All right. Anyways, yeah. Back to the video. So today I will once again be reviewing a few different edible items from uh, Trader Joe's. Um, or I guess I should say inspecting a few different items. But I will say this is probably going to be the last Trader Joe's inspection that I do for a long time. But, you know, since I did another Whole Foods inspection, you know, I might as well make it even and do another Trader Joe's inspection. I'm sorry, I've gotta look at that. Okay. Nonetheless, yeah, it's funny, this must be so awkward, just getting messages during this video mixed up my, my momentum a little bit. Alright. Someday I will begin editing videos, and you all won't have to watch me in my slowly processing brain. But you know, yeah, okay. I should just get to the inspecting already. But yeah, you know, if you like this video, be sure to like it. But if you don't, dislike it. Or else I will send a nuclear bomb to your house. Okay? So be sure to do those things. And also, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. And comment. Feedback is much appreciated on this channel. You can really tell it's been a while since I've done a video because I am not here. I'm not here right now, but I will be. I've got to lock in. Okay. So I will go get the first item, and yeah. This is my cat, and my cat says that it's time for some inspecting. Alright, so the first item that I shall inspect today is Trader Joe's mini cheeseburgers. Now, of course, I've never had these before, but they looked interesting. It claims that these are a fully cooked, seasoned beef patty with cheddar cheese and burger sauce nestled between a sweet Aloha roll. We'll see just how sweet that roll really is. Yeah, this is a frozen item that you heat. I'm probably just gonna choose the microwave for these because I don't necessarily care about getting the highest quality, but I'm sure, you know, heating them up in the oven would be the optimal way to, you know, serve these. Like if you were having a party and these were your appetizer, you know, probably don't heat them in the microwave. But that's what I'm gonna do. But you know, my thoughts on microwavable, on stuff that, you know, would be heated in the oven, but do also can do have the you do have the if you have the choice to heat something up in a microwave, if you're given that choice, then I think it's, the quality better still be good, you know. Uh, or otherwise, your product is a failure. That's what I have to say. But yeah, this thing is defrosting like crazy. Pieces of ice are coming off of the bottom here. So I'm gonna go put this back in the freezer because I accidentally I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before I can actually eat here, like 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna go put this back, and then I guess I'm just gonna have to mess around for half an hour until I'm actually able to eat. So see you all in a second. So in the meantime, while I wait to inspect, I might as well show you my room here, because I don't think I've done that yet before on this channel. So you're hearing the sound of a tail wagging. That is my dog, who I just tricked into coming into my room here. Her name's Shy Shy, and she currently looks like she is being held hostage. She seems very sad. Shy Shy, what do you have to say about my YouTube channel? I guess she's not feeling very talkative today. And then of course you've already met my cat here. Yeah, so then we have over here we have my clothes hamper next to, clothes, a pile of clothing that I have not thrown in the clothes hamper for some reason. Oh, it's because the clothes in the clothes hamper are all clean, and I forgot to fold them, so that's what's going on with that. And then here we have my old backpack that I still have for some reason that I have a love-hate relationship with. Because backpacks remind me of school, and yeah, school sucks. So then we have this Lord of the Rings poster here, which actually should probably be up on my wall. I don't know why I took it down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there it is on the wall. And here's a unbuilt box. And then here's my closet, which I'm not gonna. I think it's just a bunch of random junk in there. Nothing really to show off. But if start some conspiracy theories about what I might have hiding in the closet of my room. And then here is here's two Dune posters, because Dune was I guess was sort of my religion for a time. I don't know if it still is. But yeah, and then we have my bookshelf here, full of books that I either read growing up or plan to read but have not gotten around to reading. I also have a book somewhere around here from my library that I'm currently reading. It's actually right here. House of Leaves. Very dense, but so far it's compelling. And I like compelling literature. And here's my messy desk that I have yet to clean up. And a very interesting piggy bank here that I think will scare some of you. This thing here, yeah, it's a little uncanny. I wasn't really sure what to make of it the first time I saw it, but it's definitely beautiful in its own way. Yeah. And then, what? Oh yeah, and here's my drapes for my window. You know, of course they weren't originally in this room, so they're kind of out of place in a way, but I appreciate them. They help me sleep. Because I am allergic to all light, and I thrive off of the darkness. And then here is a street view. So that I can properly dox myself for, you know, if anyone ever just happens to walk onto my street, they, you know, who's like obsessed with me, you know, you'll come back, you'll check that video, and then you'll know exactly where I live. So definitely do that. Yeah. And yeah, that's my room in a nutshell. My dog is depressing me, so I'm gonna let her out of the room. I think she wants to go out. Come out. No. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Here on my door, there is a door calendar that I have not I haven't updated that in a while. And then, oh, here's another Dune thing. And here's a Doctor Who poster and an illustration of David Tennant's Doctor. And yeah, that is the inspector's room. So I hope you all enjoyed my little room tour there, but I will warn you, if you want to move in, the fee is $1 billion. So if you expect to, stay here, you're gonna have to pay at least that much. Um, so still got a couple of minutes here before I can begin my inspecting, but in the meantime, I guess future plans is I do plan to start a web series, potentially of some kind, as a venture into filmmaking. Either that or just like short films. Because that's definitely kind of what I want the main content of my channel to be. Because filmmaking is like my main interest more than most stuff. But I think I will still do gaming videos more often than my inspections. I think for my inspections, I think I'll move on to inspecting a TV show episode. And that could be a daily thing, because that's not going to be that hard. I'm also, I'm interested in film criticism as well, so that would definitely be a step in the right direction. And I will still do gaming videos. And, maybe at some point I'll find a good replacement for the Loud House Revamped, but I haven't currently, so that is that. Okay, so I guess we're just stuck here now. Yeah, I could pause the video and unpause it when it's time, but I think that would be rather boring. I know that at least some of my audience enjoys my more unhinged content, where I just mess around. I guess I haven't done one of those in a while, so. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Disneyland ranking thing that I never got around to. I think if I do end up ever really doing that again, I'm gonna do it with the friend that I went to Disneyland with, who's a fellow YouTuber, Jeff Walnut. Shout out. I'm subscribed, and yeah, Walnut SMP forever. Yeah, but definitely expect whatever filmmaking stuff I'm doing to be like the main source of content on my channel. Everything else is going to be kind of a little less frequent. But I don't want to ever be doing just one thing. That's for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess this is the part where I should do something unhinged, but I don't know if I have the energy. Maybe this is the part of the video where, if you have something you want to grab to snack on, or eat and drink while if you're watching this, well, consuming something, you know, or you want to consume something, but you don't want to go away from the video. Now would be the time to do that. Okay, I can't do that. Yeah. This is a thing that I have. Maybe I should also start doing ASMR or something. I know that's big. And I could also, yeah. I don't know why the camera's getting... when I, the video quality is getting, like... It gets weird every so often. I don't know why. I guess that's because of the laptop, camera. My cat's name is Butters, by the way. I don't know if I said that already or not. But yeah. Should I start calling you all my fellow inspectors? My fellow inspectees? Should I start doing that? Comment below. And maybe I will. You know, I'd show you all my old toys from my childhood, but those are locked up in my closet, and I'm not going back in there again. I'm just not. Yeah. You're not getting a peek in there. Hmm. Let me find some funny green text videos to... Let me find a green text post to read. Also, if you're wondering, I have not cut my hair. It's just back. I'm only wearing it like this because I haven't showered in a little bit. You know. Don't worry, I'm not a Discord moderator. You know, I do shower more often than that, but it's, you know, it's still, it would look a little scary. So, at least I think so, you know, I don't know. Alright. This one's kind of relatable. Um, in college, studying for finals, haven't slept in days, surviving on energy drinks and ramen noodles. The day of the final exam arrives, walk into the exam hall, feeling confident. Look at the first question. It's easy. Start writing furiously. Total concentration. Suddenly, my pen runs out of ink. No problem. Brought a spare. Fumble around in my bag. Can't find it anywhere. Panic sets in. Ask the guy next to me if he has a spare pen. Uh, he hands me one, but it's a red. Screw it. I continue the exam. Finish the exam, feeling pretty good about it. 1 week later, professor's note. I specifically asked for blue or black ink, not red. Final grade, F. Yeah, I'm not currently in college, but I was in college long enough to know that that is very much true. It's an accurate experience, and if you laughed at it, you should feel bad. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm watching you. The inspector is always watching, and he never stops. Never. Oh, dang it. She's like, what are you trying to do sneaking up on me? hmm. I was gonna jump scare her, but uh-oh. I guess I just ruined her spot. What do you have to say about the current economic and financial crisis? occurring throughout the country. Why did you crash the stock market? Why did you buy up all the Dogecoin? Why did you create NFTs? Why are you not replying to any of my questions, but instead just silently mogging? Now, that's what I have to say about cats. They're like the ultimate moggers. Press if you agree with that opinion. Type C in the comments for cat. Yeah, look at that. Look at that jawline. What is? I don't think any human could replicate the mogging game of cats. I just don't think it's possible. I see you. Okay. It's about time I reviewed the, It's about time I reviewed the food. And to anyone who's concerned by all this, I rest assured I will take a shower as soon as I'm finished with this video, but I've gotta get the grind. I've gotta finish the grind first. Yeah, I didn't want you to see this either, so, okay. What was it? The burgers, the mini burgers, coming right up. Alright, so here we have the 3 frozen burgers. They don't look the most appetizing in their frozen form, I will digress, but, I can the elements that were promised, to be in them are certainly present. You have the sweet aloha roll, the cheese, the patty, and can't really see the other elements, but I'm sure they're in there. And yeah, I'm excited to try this. Yeah. Alright, so here they are microwaved. Now it did have me cover them in a wet paper towel, which I'm sure helps with centering the heat. Smell-wise, I can definitely smell the roll that's I guess serving as the burger patty. Um, and maybe something a little more savory. Maybe I can smell the meat in there. Not smelling the cheese really, but definitely the meat. I mean, it does. There's a smell reminiscent of a regular cheeseburger that you might get from McDonald's or something, but not not a bad smell. Definitely appetizing, and now it's time to unfold these and see how they look. Oh, well, they certainly look a bit better than they were frozen. I can definitely see the difference here between how they were frozen. They look a little more shriveled, but kind of like they've had life, almost like they were a corpse and they were frozen and then pumped back to life. It's a little bit of the bread that came off. Yeah, I'm getting that tastes, it does taste sweet. Guess I'll just dig in here, but yeah, visually this doesn't this doesn't look too bad. I think there does seem to be a nice amount of cheese there, which actually, let me see if I can get some of it here. Mm. I can definitely taste the sauce on the cheese. The cheese doesn't have a terrible amount of flavor itself, but it's elevated by the sauce. But yeah, let me just dig in here. Mm. Mm. I'm not sure why, but I was expecting this to be a bit harder. It's kind of soft, but I'm sure heating up in the microwave it would get that way. It's not bad. There's maybe a little kick of spice to it too, which I like. Yeah, the burger patty's not necessarily anything to cry home about, but it's not. It's a little tasty. I think the sweet Aloha roll might be the best part of it, because it definitely does deliver on that title, but the flavors do blend together surprisingly well. Maybe a little bland. Could use more of the sauce and the spice. I think that would definitely elevate this, but it's all right. Yeah. The meat patty definitely the most lacking in terms of flavor. Even the cheese has more flavor than it. There's a little bit of pepper in there, but it's just the slightest amount. But it's not bad. Definitely, I don't know why I was really expecting this to be less soft than it is, but yeah, if you're gonna have these microwave, they're definitely gonna be soft. I don't know how they'll be in the oven, but you know, maybe they'll be a bit crispier, a bit harder, but I mean the meat patty's alright, but very, very basic. Um, well, I'll have the other two here. Um, but and then I'll move on to the next item. I'll let you know if my thoughts have changed at all. But I'm having a feeling I'm gonna have to give these a strong 6. Um, you know, they're better than like middle of the road mediocre. You know, they've got a little bit of a little more flavor to them than I think I'd say a mediocre burger has. But you know, they're fairly tasty, but they're definitely lacking somewhat. So, but there's you know there's it's a decent enough amount of savoriness to where it's like it captures the feeling of a homemade cheeseburger. You know, I mean, if you're gonna if you're I mean, you know, don't choose these over like you know a homemade cheeseburger if you can make that. But if you need an alternative, these aren't a bad option. I'm sure as an appetizer for a party or whatever, these are you know these wouldn't be bad. These would you know these would not gross out most people. I think so. Yeah. The Trader Joe's mini burgers, strong 6. And now on to the next food item. I will say, um, got one that's a little bit warmer, and I will say the burger patty, or I mean, yeah, the patty definitely has a similar taste to like a peppery meatball, which is not bad. But yeah, it's not exactly what I would want out of my burger patty. It doesn't have that exact uh, grittiness and meatiness in the flavor department. But not bad. Not bad. Still, yeah. Still 6, but um, yeah, there's definitely a decent amount of flavor in packed in there, and it blends together fairly well. So since I liked Trader Joe's pepperoni pizza mac and cheese fairly well, I decided I would try another one of their mac and cheese dishes. Um, so here we have Joe's Diner mac and cheese, which I guess consists of 4 cheese flavors: cheddar, Swiss, Havarti, and Gouda, as it says right there. And this is another frozen item that I will be microwaving. You know, visually, this, you know, that looks like a good little bowl of mac and cheese there, so, you know, that's what I'll be expecting, or at least a tray of that, equivalent to that, so, yeah, so I'll just, open it up here, see how it looks. Okay, so you can see that all the cheese is on top of the macaroni. So I'm guessing it'll kind of melt into the macaroni when I heat it up in the microwave, hopefully, because I don't think it would be very appetizing to just have a cheese, a microwaved cheese blanket over plain macaroni. So, but I don't know if the macaroni has flavor to it on its own or not. But yeah, I'm sure this has been specifically designed to make the elements combine together. But if they don't, I will be taking points off for that. So yeah. Guess I'll get to the microwaving. Alright, so this is it just out of the microwave, and it definitely looks like the cheese melted in with the macaroni pretty thoroughly. I do find it interesting, though, that kind of looks like all the other cheeses went off to the sides, but the I think the Swiss cheese kind of pulled in the middle. I don't know if there was more of that there or what or why which of the four cheeses went where, but it was definitely an interesting thing to note. So now I'm gonna stir it and then get to tasting. It does smell it smells very cheesy. It smells good. So yeah, I'm excited to try it. Alright, so this is all the cheese stirred together. If that's picking up, I don't know. It definitely doesn't look like the most appetizing macaroni and cheese that I've ever seen. It's kind of taken on a, light grayish color, but, I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover. I'm gonna take this, I got a good fork full here, and okay, well, there's this to start off with. Okay, so I will say the macaroni that I got in that little bite there was not great. It was a little flavorless, but I might have just gotten a bad piece or something. So I'm gonna go back and reserve judgment. Reserve my judgment for further eating, but I think I'm definitely tasting the cheese in there. Most the texture is very cheddary. Definitely tastes like it definitely has the texture of a cheddar cheese sauce, but I don't know if I'm getting the other flavors in there or not, but I'll see here. Alright, here's a bit of a better forkful here. Okay. I think I just got a stale piece of macaroni. And the macaroni's not bad. It's nice and airy. Very it's light, but it's got just enough depth for the to meld well with the cheese. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad mac and cheese here. Oh, oh, yeah, I got a little more burnt cheese that time, but it's not bad. It's yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I will say. I don't love. Must be the Gouda cheese. It's weird because it's like it goes from cheddar slash Swiss, and then as you're chewing, it kind of transforms into you start to taste the texture of the Gouda. It's a little off-putting. So it's not bad, but I'm not even sure if I'm tasting the Havartian cheese in there or not. I'm not even sure if I know what Havarti cheese tastes like, but yeah, I think the worst part is definitely the macaroni on its own. Not very good, very flavorless in of itself, but it's got a nice breadth to it. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's decent. It's not bad mac and cheese. I don't know if this is as good as the pepperoni pizza mac and cheese though. I don't know if the cheese and the pepperoni's blending as well, but I could be wrong. I just keep getting like the dryness of, I get some stragglers of macaroni in there that are kind of dry, so yeah, they didn't get as well. I mean, I did try to stir this thoroughly, but despite that, there's the dryness of that, and the Havarti, or no, not the Havarti, the Gouda, the flavor of the Gouda, which to me, Gouda cheese is kind of dry of itself. So then it kind of just ends up dry, which isn't great. But this definitely has. I mean, this is delivering on the mac and cheese. This isn't bad mac and cheese. It's just it's like the first half of the bite is great, but the second half not so much. Once you really start to, you know, yeah. Yeah, I'd say if they froze this with the cheese and the macaroni already blended together, I think that would be a better result. That would have given me a better result. I mean, it did work out, but yeah, it's the dryness at the end of that, at the end of the flavor road there. That's it's just not the best. But maybe this would be better. Maybe this macaroni and cheese is better. Let's just say you can. Yeah, if you make this in an oven, it might be better that way. I mean, I don't know if I'd recommend doing any of this stuff in a microwave. I'm certain those mini burgers would have probably been better oven made as well. But yeah, this definitely, I think, if you're gonna try this or have it, probably do it that way instead. But I don't know. The cheese and at least the amount is decent. It's definitely a decent amount. I don't know if this is a bowl full of mac and cheese, but as what's depicted here. But maybe. And if it is, it's definitely. It's satisfying both the taste buds and the hunger, even if it definitely could be better, flavor wise and texture wise. Yeah. There's definitely a nice creaminess to it, to the cheese. But yeah, that's I'm afraid. I don't know. I'm thinking at least a 5.5. Because this is, compared to some macaroni, this is certainly quite mediocre. But it's not bad enough to where I think it's still good. It's still good macaroni and cheese, and it has there's some aspects of it that are giving it that 0.5. Um, that 5.5, but it's not getting to 6 for me. Is how I feel. Yeah, there's just it's not it's not delivering on all fronts. The pepperoni, if you're gonna if you don't know which mac and cheese to get, I definitely say at least choose the pepperoni, and you know over this one. I feel like, did they put salt in this? Yeah. I wonder if this is I wonder if there's salt. This salt is messing things up. Maybe it might be a little too salty for me. Which, you know, I mean, I love savoriness, but you've got to get a little more in there than if I'm starting to think about how there's too much salt. That means there's not enough variance in flavor or texture. Also, I guess this is made on shared equipment with peanuts, eggs, tree nuts, soy, fish, and shellfish. You know, so definitely if you're allergic to any of those things, you would be placing your bets on the table eating this, I guess. Yeah. To anyone who's like allergic to eggs, I'm sorry for you. That has got to be rough because eggs are just so good. I love eggs. Yeah, honestly, this is so mediocre that it's moving down to just a solid 5 for me. Because it's just, you know, the fact that I'm thinking about food that I'd rather be eating right now, like some nice pan fried eggs, you know, that's when you know there's a problem. You know, I'm really just tasting the cheddar, maybe the Swiss, maybe the Havarti, and you know, definitely at least the texture of the Gouda. Yeah, it's not a great blend. Yeah, this just really isn't the best. I mean, you know, for mac and cheese, it's not bad. It's decent, but it's definitely a very mid kind of decent. Yeah, just from getting some of the fried cheese. Honestly, though, I don't think the cheese sauce was or the I don't know if the cheese was flavorful enough to be mixed together with that mac and cheese. Okay. Oh, that. Oh, that's gonna have to get a solid 5 for Joe's Diner mac and cheese. And now, moving on to the next item, which I will hopefully have the stomach for because it's another meal. Yeah. See you all in a bit. So here we have our third item, Trader Joe's vegetable biryani, which I guess is seasoned basmati rice with vegetable dumplings. And I guess this is supposed to be a authentic Indian recipe. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I'm gonna assume it is. This is apparently a vegan dish. So, for the vegans in the audience, this might not be a bad option. But this does contain wheat and cashew, so if you're vegan but you're allergic to those things, maybe stay away. Again, I'm just gonna microwave this, but it looks quite good. They definitely made it look appetizing, and this definitely looks more accurate to the picture here in terms of the portion, although this is, yeah, maybe even a little bit more here than there is here, which is nice. And yeah, it looks like everything's well blended. So this is already off to plus visually compared to the Joe's Diner mac and cheese. So yeah, decided to try this as well. Have I seen that mac and cheese? Had a number on me there, but you know, if I seem lower energy, it might be because of that. But you know, hopefully this brings my energy level back up if it's as good as it looks. Okay, so this one did have me stir it, and after I initially took it out of the oven, it had me stir it and then put it back into, or not the oven, the microwave, for a minute. So this isn't exactly how it looked coming out of the oven at first, but as you can see here, we've got it does look kind of similar. It does look similar to the okay, I can't. No, I accidentally turned on airplane mode. Where's the button for that? Why is there a button for airplane mode? Okay. Okay. Turn it off. Yeah, but anyways, maybe I can't show you, but it definitely looks more like the image on the box than Joe's Diner mac and cheese did. So, but it smells good. Definitely smell the seasoning in there. It, kind of has a smoky essence to it, which is nice. I guess the meatballs look a little darker, a little more tender than on the or they're not meatballs. The vegetable dumplings look a little less bright than on here, but I guess as a whole the meal looks a little less bright than on there. But it's still accurate, more accurate than the last dish, and I'm excited to dig in here. So first I'm gonna maybe just try a dumpling by itself. Oh, that's good. Kind of mushy, but it's a good blend of so it's a good blend of spices and whatever vegetable they have here to make it look like it's a meat dumpling. It's not. I guess if you're a vegetarian trying to get over meat, this might not be a bad dish. Okay, the peas are good, and then the rice is nicely blended. There's a little bit of a sweeter flavor to it than I necessarily expected, but it's good. It's good. It's well. I know I said that the mac and cheese was airy, but I take that back. This is much more airy and well. The consistency of it is pretty nice. It's pretty good. I'm gonna try to get a bit of a dumpling. I'm trying to get a bite with the dumpling and the rice here. Oop. Yeah, that's good. This is going to get a higher rating than the previous two items that I've reviewed. But yeah, as you can see, this has got a good texture here. It definitely reminds me of a dumpling. I don't know what the vegetable substitute here is, but it's good. It's tasty. Yeah, well, that's nice. And there's a good heat to it too. A good spice. Got something else. Some kind of different kind of pea. That's good as well. I don't know what you call that, but it's good, whatever it is. There's a real texture. That's a lima bean. Okay. Yeah, lima beans are great. Does anyone remember that book about the girl who wouldn't eat the lima beans and then she turned into a house? I can see why, you know, the author wrote that, because how could you hate lima beans, you know? You know, if you hate lima beans, you deserve to turn into a house. You know, that is just the truth. Here we got a bit of a cashew. Yeah, that's good. Must be the bell pepper flakes in there, giving it a good spice. And it's already got heat to it, just you know, without those, but those just add that extra little kick that really brings it all together. But yeah, the peas, and the lima beans, and the cashews, man, those are good. And these dumplings aren't bad either. Got a good amount of depth to them. Yeah, this will definitely make for a good, you know, if you need like a, I mean, I'm sure this is even better in the oven, but, you know, just microwaved, this is definitely like a good, you know, small lunch. You know, if you know, if you needed this. And if you're vegetarian or vegan, this is definitely a good. It's pretty tasty. It's a pretty good vegan dish. See, yeah, vegan dishes can be good, and this is definitely proof of that. I think even though, yeah, if you needed to persuade someone, this um, meal here wouldn't be a bad choice. I think there's a little raisins in there. That's the sweetness I keep tasting. But yeah, those are good raisins. You know, those add an unexpected but essential element. Mm. Wow. This might be the best out of the Joe's dishes that I've reviewed. This this right here might be the crowning star, and maybe the only thing that I would ever consider. You know, if I was ever gonna get something from Trader Joe's again, you know, a meal that's a Trader Joe's brand meal, I might go for this, the vegetable biryani, because it's you know, I mean, I'm sure there's probably better vegetable biryanis out there, but I mean, you know, this is definitely a good introduction. You know, no matter what, I'm definitely going to be having more of this in the future. Because this is a pretty, I mean, compared to the previous two things, but also everything else that I've ever had from Trader Joe's, this is definitely a shining star. Yeah, all the elements just come together to create like this really savory, delicious little feast here. I think maybe it's like slightly dry. That might be because I heated it in the microwave, but you know, even with the dryness, which is really, I think, maybe the only negative thing that I have to say about this is a damn good microwave meal, but you know, there is still a little bit of a dryness there that you might not get from a freshly, you know, made vegetable biryani. But you know, still easily a 9.5 out of 10. This is this is definitely a treat. I was genuinely not expecting this. Yeah, 9.5. Because the dryness is there, but it's it's not the worst dryness. I mean, maybe I'm biased because this does have a really nice heat level to it, like a really nice spice level. But you know, I mean, that's you know that I mean, I am. They do call me the Spice Master, and you know this is what I crave, which probably isn't saying anything. Probably does not mean I'm the Spice Master, but this is definitely satisfying my spice craving. And it's making my nose, you know, run just a little. But that's where I'm like, okay, this is a good dish. Mm. I guess I don't have to film because I know I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be changing my opinion on this But yeah, uh, yeah, I guess I'll pause it here. I don't know if I'm gonna have the room for the sweeter things that I picked out, but I'll I'll let we'll see. All right, it's gonna be, I guess, about 2 hours for the next thing because it has to thaw. So I'm not gonna just mess around for that long. So I'll see you all in a little bit here, and yeah. But the next item are Trader Joe's chocolate bonbons, which look quite good. I don't have the case with me right now, but uh, I guess I recycled it before I thought about showing it to you all. But um, yeah, I will. So yeah, that'll be. Expect that to be the next thing, along with two other chocolate things that I can't remember off the top of my head. And then that should be it for today's inspection. Okay, it's been 2 hours, and now I can finally try the. Oh, that's not the right one. Here it is. Uh, okay, so I'm not fluent in cursive, so I actually have no idea what that says. But I believe, but whatever, whichever way you say that, these are fudgy bonbons with chocolate sprinkles. And they contain milk, soy, wheat, egg, almond, and hazelnut. So I guess if you have any enemies with those allergies, you could probably kill them if you trick them into eating this. Okay. Well, these look good. These definitely look how they do on the box here. Look like they do look like they're nicely coated with those sprinkles. Alright. Okay, we've got our serving size. Okay, I'll try 2 pieces. Since they're kind of small. Mm. Oh, that's really rich. Very dense. Extremely chocolatey. Yeah, they look exactly like how they do on the packaging. Mm. It's almost like chocolate fudge, but even denser, more condensed, and really velvety and very, very succulent. Um, and the sprinkles kind of add a nice outer coating. I give it a greater sense of texture. Mm. Well, that is excellent. I think that's already gonna get a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, I'll have one more here, but I really don't see how you can go wrong with these. Man, yeah, these I wish I could. They might be called brigadeiros, which, if that's their correct name, these brigadeiros are um, excellent. These are easy 10 out of 10. Um, mm, man, that is like, if you're a fudge fan, you've I think you've got to try these. If there's a Trader Joe's around you and you're a fudge connoisseur, these are right up your alley. I'm telling you, that is that's amazing. I almost I almost just drooled. I mean, this is such a savory sweetness packed in, a very tiny little thing here. Mm. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Um, and I think I'll try this next. No, yeah, I'll try this next. We have Trader Joe's milk chocolate bar with cornflakes, imported from Belgium. And this, of course, contains milk, soy, may contain egg, wheat, almond, cashew, coconut, hazelnut, macadamia nut, pecan, pistachio, walnut. So this could basically be a weapon of destruction if you really needed it to be. All right. Well, I did like the outer packing here. It was definitely the kind of minimalistic style was intriguing, which is why I got this. And Visually, this doesn't look too bad. Oh, there's already a portion of it's broken off here. I don't know if I want that much. Okay, I had this sitting in the fridge. Okay. I guess I am going to be eating this much. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Uh, oh well. Yeah. The milk chocolate bar with cornflakes. That's nice. Well, that's really good too. The it's interesting. It has a very unique flavor. Not necessarily the flavor you would expect, but the as a fan of 100 grand bars, you know, this definitely satisfies a similar taste. The texture, the cornflakes mixed with this really interestingly sweet milk chocolate flavor. It's very pleasant. I mean, I'd actually say this is probably better than 100 grand. Yeah. It almost tastes like you're having you're having like cornflakes and chocolate milk. That is that's the impression I give. And it's good. It's good. Yeah, the grit of the cornflakes and the flavor there. That's definitely not something I necessarily expected. But it's good. Oh. Yeah, this is almost causing my mouth to water too. Okay. That that's a solid 9 out of 10. I think. It's not exactly my cup of tea. I'm not quite sure why. There's some kind of aftertaste to it that kind of tastes artificial, I think, but it's still very good. Okay. Last thing here. Last thing to inspect today before my stomach explodes we have Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered peppermint JoJo's. Um, and I guess these have crushed peppermint candies with a cream center with more of the crushed peppermint and luscious dark chocolate. Those bonbons were pretty those were pretty luscious. So I'll have to see if I feel the same about these. There's a little. I'm not gonna read all that, but they're kind of just bragging about the quality of these, which visually these are definitely delivering. These actually look even more appetizing than they did on the box in person. I will say those look quite delectable, but I don't know. I'm gonna finish up what I was eating here, but I'll have to see if the JoJo's live up to their appearance. They do look quite appetizing though, as like this peppermint bark sort of thing. Okay. Alright. I can definitely smell that peppermint. It's very pungent peppermint. Yeah, I'm excited. This looks quite tasty. Oh wow. Okay. So it's basically like an Oreo. This is like a Trader Joe's Oreo. Wow. But that's a lot. The dark chocolate is definitely present. Well, so is the peppermint. Oh. There might actually be a bit too much peppermint. Which, I mean, if you're a big peppermint fan, this is probably going to be right up your alley. You know, I will say this is nice. I don't know if it rivals the bonbons or the chocolate bar, but this is good. I might say like a no, These might be a solid 8 out of 10, and I think the only reason why they're not making a 9 is because it's maybe a little bit much on the flavor department, but they're very good, very well crafted. Yeah. Maybe an 8.5. That is pretty dang good, but I don't know if it's quite as good as the other 2 items. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So the JoJo's get an 8.5. The milk chocolate bar with cornflakes gets a 9. And the Brigadeiros, if I'm even saying that correctly, those get a 10. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for the inspecting today, but I hope you all enjoyed this rambling mess of a video. Yeah. Take care. This is the inspector for today, signing off.